Yes, who's gonna win?
See that's the mustache voice.
Yeah, who's going to win? We'll see. We shall see, pretty Polly.
Should we guess like outside of what we all like? What the top ones
Go
are
ahead.
actually gonna be?
You can
I
do
played
whatever you
around.
want.
I already did my pick, so I already played around.
Okay.
I did the same as I did for E3.
Did you?
Yeah.
You had a good E3.
Yeah. I'm
Did I,
picking
what
the
was
same
my
ones.
E3?
I don't know. It wasn't as good as Paul's.
Huh.
You know why?
Do you guys remember these?
You know
when
why?
actually
Because you didn't stop for chain lube. Before we begin, it's that time. That's right, sponsor mentions. Untapped Maple people. Have you tried the salted citrus? Have you? Have you? How about the coffee? Or the simple joy of just plain old maples? Or their Stroop waffles? And by the way, those bad boys are perfect with a cup of coffee and the spring classics on TV. Just let it sit on the top of your cup of coffee for about 20 seconds. Warms up the filling. Delicious. No matter how you approach it, Untapped has the flavor, the quality ingredients, and the ease of digestion you need on or off the bike. I personally put the raspberry stuff on waffles. It's really good. Brilliant. Use the packfiller.com link today. Doer Activewear, everybody. Pants from Plants. The best fitting, coolest looking pants and shirts you can wear while riding around town. Walk straight into a proper restaurant or boardroom. I hate saying boardroom, if you must. Without even blinking. Stretchy, comfortable, and rugged as hell. Use the link at PackFiller and use the code PackFiller15 to get your style on and off the bike. Finally, Wahoo Fitness, people. Computers, trainers, heart rate monitors, just about everything else you need to get your butt ready for the season. You know who they are. You know who they are the best. So get on board, be a Wahhooligan. Personally, I want a new Roam computer. I do. I want the color. I don't know why. It's the.
I almost bought one the other day.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I
It's,
was this close. I had it in a cart and everything.
did you?
Yeah.
It's just it's the same computer, but this one has pretty colors.
Mm-hmm. And it has 17 hours of runtime.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah,
With color.
I have the bolt myself with color.
Yeah.
And I like the small package with the arrow. You know, me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can see that finger quivering over the button. Gotta play it.
Actually, that's just old man jitters. I cut my finger the other day. Isn't that a beaut? I cut it while
and it's
working
right on the
RV, right
so
on the
like
knuckle.
every time that you bend it,
And you guys know that I'm on blood thinners.
so it's just blood.
It's like
It's
12
like you might
hours.
as
Was
well.
that a-
I kept removing the Band-Aid going, nope.
Is that a trip to the ER?
It should have been.
You might as well have like hit your femoral artery or something.
Might as well. Yeah, just spray, arterial spray. My hubcap, because I was working on the hubcap, and that's why I cut it on. And it was like, going, what's that? Oh, that's blood. Oh, that's blood. Ah!
Oh, there he
I
is.
think David just actually physically hit the door. You ran in.
I did.
And you're still in scrubs. The appetizers have been passed out. Pour yourself a beer, for Christ's sake. The appetizers have been passed out. Initial cycling cocktails have been enjoyed. Now it's time to get the meat pies of the classic season. Welcome to the first two shows of this week. That is right. Tonight and Friday, due to my heading out on a training camp. I'm going to talk about that. It's really fucking pitiful. There was my F for training camp, if you stop and think about it. Welcome to Pack Filler Cycling Podcast. I'm Pat Bulger. We're live on YouTube right here in the Rim Break Bar, and actually on Twitter, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Be a part of the Pack Filler Studios. Let's start tonight's icebreaker. Gentlemen, when I introduce you, please respond with the following. What is your go-to dance move? It might not be a particular move, but how would you describe it? Like, I don't know,
Easy.
full body drunken seizure, or something like that. First of all, if all the good little boys and girls have a basket out for Roubaix Sunday, he'd be the Belgian Easter Bunny, leaving a new chain and a bottle of St. Bernardus. Mr. Paulmain, how are you?
Doing
Hey
all right.
kids, here's an 11-speed chain and some beer.
Or some Belgian toothpaste.
Yeah.
Just dirt in a tube.
Dirt and the mucus.
Yeah, and mucus.
Mucus from your mouth and the dirt.
That and a Belgian beer. Yeah.
That's good.
I have a
that's how
flanker
you,
joke
That's how
there
you get
somewhere.
rid of it. You rinse it out.
Yeah.
Just-
How are you, man?
Good.
Good. Talk to me about your go-to dance move.
I keep it tight and I do the white man overbite.
You do. Keep it tight.
That's exactly what I pictured, except maybe a snap every once
No,
in
you
a while.
get it. Just keep it. It's the you can do it every once in a while, but it's just keeping it tight. And a white man overbite.
Well, you know what they say? White men, when they dance, they can't put their arms above their head.
No, yeah. There's a
not.
glass. It's like a bar on your shoulders. You just go.
Then once they
hard.
go, you know that they've reached that drunk level
They're
that they're not coming back
They're
from.
wasted. Yeah.
Wow,
Let's boogie. I love
I
it.
love that.
Next, if he believes in Easter, it is likely with vegan eggs, which doesn't exist. Mr. Sam Waples.
They do exist.
Vegan
It's called
eggs.
just egg.
Go to hell. That's a
David's
sin.
like, it is. It's true.
David, you rolled your eyes.
He
at
does
least.
the same.
it's a
He
thing.
eats the same way as me. You know.
Do you guys both?
Yes.
Was it this one steak night that like
Yes, then you
poisoned
can't
the
roll
two
your
of
eyes.
you?
It's the one steak night that I almost killed David.
He gave me an actual, like, potentially dire GI infection. Campylobacter, like, some people get paralyzed from it
Really?
temporarily. It's called Guillain-Barré, but he gave it to me. Bloody diarrhea.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Way
I
to
mean,
go,
like,
brother.
For those of you keeping track, that is the first time in this show I think bloody diarrhea has been mentioned in 24 years.
no, there's a doctor on.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you always just walk around and like self-diagnose? I mean, I would go down the rabbit hole so deep. It's like, oh, that hurts. Oh, shit, that hurts. Oh, no, I'm going to die.
I think it goes away the longer you...
Yeah,
Really?
I think he's
Yeah.
like the most calm
be.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I have a cancer and I have probably like 6 months to live.
Yeah.
He's like, that's normal.
That's my wife.
It's
That's
like when
my
you
life.
know a lot in the beginning, but you don't actually know enough to know
yeah.
what you're doing. And then once you get more experience, you realize, like, it's like knowing enough to be dangerous, I think is the term, right? Like if you know
Yeah.
too many medical diagnoses, but you don't actually know what they look like in real life, then you're like, think you have cancer.
Then it's
Yeah.
me.
Hey, you're Sam. And
It's like
You're
what I-
uneducated, but just
If you're as-
educated enough.
Yeah.
If you're as uneducated as Sam,
It's like what I call WebMD. WebMD is officially should be renamed 2 clicks to cancer.
Wow.
Because that's what it
a
is.
great
Yeah,
name.
It's
You're
just like,
2 clicks from
ow, my
cancer.
back hurts. Holy shit, I'm going to die.
yeah,
Yeah.
cancer.
Yeah, you have testicular cancer.
I got a toothache.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
Yeah, that does.
Yep, checks
Yep.
out.
Brain cancer. Yeah, exactly. Sam, what is your go-to dance move?
The booty wop.
What the?
I don't even want to see that one.
I might.
Oh, I'm sure it's coming out at Jackson's wedding.
I was gonna say it's too bad the ceilings aren't high enough because we could stand on the bar and get a little demo.
Yeah, booty wop. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Jackson's wedding.
Close
There we
optional.
go.
Yeah.
30 already got his Easter gift, Mr. New Bike Boy, David Waples. How are you, man?
Doing well.
Does everybody else online notice the amount of chest hair that's being displayed right now? I just want to emphasize
That is nice.
I was just thinking,
the
wax,
sheer.
it's like the old shag carpets of the 70s.
Yeah.
This is why I am the preferred provider for women ages 60 to 80. It's an actual award I got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you say it's the chest hair that did it.
I think they like it.
Not your superior beard over your brother, but
Well, it's that too.
oh, okay.
You said you were gonna have a mustache this week.
He's got a Tom Selleck thing going on there, but yeah, it's Tom Selleck meets who's the doctor from the Patrick Dempsey.
From the...
That's a
Grey's
compliment.
Anatomy.
I'm basically calling you an attractive man, and I feel awkward now. Fourth, he's the most likely to gift himself.
Hey, his dance
Wait, what's his
move-
dance move?
Oh, your dance move.
Oh, right. I don't know what you call it.
Got drunken white
but it's just,
ginger.
You literally
He's
We're
gonna
seeing
do
it.
Yeah, you just stand there and you snap at the top and you just do this. So I don't
This
know-
is where David lives for
Yeah.
6 hours on the dance floor.
Does he?
I
Just-
don't know.
He wakes
about
up the next morning. God, my shoulder.
It's a snapping windmill. It's a snap
Yeah.
mill.
Yeah.
Let's just call it a snap mill.
Yeah, and you can like mix it up with your hips.
Oh wow.
So
Right on.
Hips, little head action.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah,
Any pelvic thrust?
about the hips.
sometimes.
For those of you on cycling YouTube out there, I know about the hips.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I could say he's most likely the guy to gift himself some new shoes for Easter, Mr. Jackson Bulger. You would do that. You would be like, "Oh, Easter Bunny brought me new shoes."
Yeah, I'll gift myself anything, honestly. As long as there's like, if it's a day that ends in a Y, I'll get it for myself.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. Dance move is it's the feet will not, the feet are locked to the floor.
Okay,
Nice.
you don't
It's-
step.
Nope.
Don't need to.
Nope. It's all feet up for me. Knees will bend every once in a while.
Okay.
However, it's all in the hips. You don't need
It's a
to.
booty wop.
No,
Is that a booty bump?
it's not booty wop. And it's like
What a funny name.
it's like
Yeah,
I don't
I like
move too much, but I move just enough for my own comfort zone.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
oh, I'm imagining the most awkward thing.
For those of you listening to the podcast, in case you didn't know, this is a room full of white guys.
yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, you
I mean,
did
I-
ask
I-
what is your go-to dance move. So
No, that's fine. And continuing with the Easter theme, I'm just here for the ham. I'm Pat Bulger, and my dance move is I'm gonna tell you a little short story. Back in high school, I remember freshman year in high school, we went to our first mixer, and it was the first dance I had ever attended. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. And I saw this kid when I walked in. I saw him across the dance floor. He was a dude, and had a whole bunch of girls dancing around him. And he was kind of doing this shuffle thing with his feet. And I was like going, I need to take and adapt whatever he's doing. Just copy that, but do it in your own way. And it was kind of like in the roller skating days of the 80s, where you just kind of like going, yeah, I can move my feet around and pretend I know that I'm doing. And so I did that, and it has unfortunately stuck with me for my entire life. So that's my thing. I move my feet. I kind of shuffle my feet. I kind of on the balls of my feet, kind of shuffle them around a little bit like that. But let's be honest, it's just a glorified step together kind of a thing, and it's not very impressive. Yeah.
Is Easter when you guys give up the whole Lent thing or whatever it is? Is it
Lent is
Stop
the
the
end
Lent
of
thing.
Easter.
Yeah.
Lent ends at Easter.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been
You
40
guys-
days and 40 nights. Yeah.
When you
the
guys-
Catholics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Let's just
We're all
point
you
this out. Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I haven't given. Okay,
What did you give up for Lent?
I haven't given something up in like 5 years.
Training.
No, more like training. But no, I haven't given something up. I don't really feel that bad about it, but I
Yeah.
haven't given something up in years.
I gave
a
up-
long
Yeah.
time.
I gave up mushrooms
Which kind?
and
And
snails and raw
regular
tomatoes
heartbeat.
and irregular heartbeats. And I almost made it this year. I was doing really well on the regular heartbeats.
Sorry.
Then they decided to medically pull me out of it, and they said, "But this is for Lent."
It's for God. God was like, "No, man, we're good. Don't need you up here just yet."
No. You're not done.
How's the training week been going? Talk to me, Goose. Who's been training? Sam?
Wow, am I the only one here?
No.
I've been on my. I went out once on. I went out Saturday. It was so. I think we all texted. I was behind the. Whatever y'all are talking about.
You
I
were.
was-
I think I say
5 hours back.
You're a Montana mind, which
Yeah.
means everything you're doing is like an hour behind the rest of us.
I was kind of flattered you felt Montana versus like New York.
Or
Well, I
even
just went 1 hour.
European.
Yeah. So you're saying I should have gone farther.
I feel like
'cause
I'm
he's
further
like-
than 1 hour.
Yeah. Manchester mind.
It was so cold. It was so,
bad.
and it snowed, and then the next day
Tell
it
me
snowed,
about it.
and then it was
It
miserable.
sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was even colder on the west side.
You were in Bellingham.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of a parole officer that makes you keep going back there or something like that? Or, you got a wife and kids that you don't want to talk about?
Yeah. No. Yeah, just best friend lives over there, so it's fun every year to go over and visit him and get my teeth knocked in. And it's just unreal that the differences between like the speeds in Bellingham. Like you have world class riders. Like you guys know Jill Kittner.
What are you saying?
You're
Think
saying
she's
I'm
an
not a
outliker.
world-class rider, Sam?
You're saying
I
we're
mean,
not
you guys are
fast,
good,
Sam?
but like it's a different. Like these are pro athletes.
It
Like
is on, bitch. It is on.
it's just different. Anyway, where I'm going with this is that like this last weekend, I mean, we went out and it was like 38 and I'm just bundled up.
Yeah.
But it's the moist cold, right? Like
That's the
just
worst.
through to your bones
Yeah.
and you just can't get warm. You stop for like 2 minutes and then it's just all over from there.
Yeah.
And first day was 5 hours, second day was 3 hours, and third day was either 2 or 3 hours.
You did you did
5-hour
ride.
day. Yeah. 5,000 feet of vert. Kept just climbing up to the snow line, go back down.
Why
Climb
don't
up to the snow
you
line,
tell
go back
everybody
down.
about how your body weight resulted in a broken seat post?
Oh.
Tubble lord.
I'm just happy.
I wish my
I'm just
friend
happy
was here
to
because,
deflect it to you.
I
I'm not
know.
the fat ass
Yeah.
you are.
I was like, it was just one of
No
those
carbon
moments where I'm
seat
just
post
like,
for you, sir.
I know. I'm just literally riding along, JRA, and all of a sudden we both hear this crack, and I was like, was that you or was that me?
Oh.
And we stopped, and I'm
Or
like,
is that the tuba player behind you going, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, 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 whoop.
And we pull over, and I'm like looking, and there's nothing really visible, but then I like, upon closer examination, like pushing down on my seat post, there's like flex in it.
What?
And the thing just snapped. Like, so there's a, I mean, it didn't like just break off, but
Yeah.
yeah, I got a crack in it, so.
Wow.
Apparently it can't stand 190 pounds of man. Nobody.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody's like,
We're just like,
wrap it up,
yeah,
wrap it up.
all right.
Anyway,
so you're flying.
yeah,
After
I mean, I felt good
after
about
your
it.
Hawaii trip,
Yep.
and now this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I mean, like that was good vertical. It was just like, and I was thinking about it, and I thought about you a lot this weekend, Paul.
did you?
When you were taking a dump or what?
Yeah.
Usually
No, it was thinking like
in your private time.
yeah.
Unmentionable dreams. We all get it.
I get it. I've been there. Anyway, but I've been like thinking, doing all this gravel, and then we did mountain bike because I had broken my gravel bike by the second day. We're not even gonna go into it. So I rode my mountain bike the third day, and I was thinking, like, man, Paul would hate this, but I will say this: gravel riding, I have a real, even though nothing has gone my way yet on that bike, I've got a real passion for it in the sense of it's like doing strength training, right? Like low cadence, and like you're going over a little bit more technical stuff. And it's a fun cross training to me because personally, I hate every other version of cross training. I don't want to be in a gym. I don't want to do
Cross country skiing.
cross country skiing occasionally.
Whatever.
But anyway, so I was like, this is actually really fun, and I see where people want to go with it. I will be a roadie till I die.
Really?
But like, it's fun to go out and try something different. That amount of like mountain biking is probably the majority of what I'll ever get into, but gravel is a blast.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, fire roads. Like, I wouldn't want to. There were some points where we were doing more like single track stuff, and I'm like, hey, this is stupid. Like, we're not even pedaling. But a fire road where like, how many climbs here do you guys know about that are like 10 minutes long?
Gotten to all the dance moves yet, have we?
No, we did.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, we did. Never
Yeah.
mind. Sorry.
But like, how many climbs do you guys know that are 10 minutes long that are in
Wait,
like
what?
proper Spokane that you can get to quickly?
How many
Because,
what?
like, gravel, or how many like climbs you can get to?
For
They're
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I was like, there's
where you're
my
not-
driveway's on a slope.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
I have
you
the
can go
Strava
and there's
on that
so many
motherfucker.
climbs that you can just like go and.
Nobody's
I think-
really locked in on what Sam's saying, and I feel so bad because I'm listening.
I quit.
I'm here.
I
I'm
quit.
here.
10
Nope,
minute
I'm
climbs.
done.
10-minute climbs. 10-minute climbs. That's a long climb, man.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
There's only a few.
Charles Road.
But like,
Is it?
yeah, there's that,
Valley-
and then there's like
Valley
you can,
Road, which is a
you can get
gravel
out
dirt
to
road.
Valley Chapel, which is another good.
Valley
yeah.
Chapel's not even 10 though.
See, that's
It
my
is
point.
for me.
Is like,
Depends on how slow you are.
but yeah, it's fun that you can go and do like this, longer
Yeah.
climbs and be away from cars. That's my whole point of it.
I agree. No, I agree. But the only thing you got to take into account in gravel is the fact that you're out in the middle of nowhere and there are a lot of trucks out there and there are dogs who are
Off leash.
They don't believe in leashes and the dogs are fed all meat.
And when you get a mechanical out in the
And
middle
you
of
are-
nowhere, 20 miles from home,
Yep.
you are far more screwed than you are on a road
Yeah,
bike.
those dogs are reading the menu as you come by. They're
Yeah.
just like going, "Ooh, garçon, I'll have that," and they just eat your face.
David's so
your
bored,
training.
he's-
Anybody?
Well-
That's what we lost. You interrupted everybody talking about their training program with your
Nobody
selfish
had
bullshit.
anything to contribute.
Well,
We didn't
Everyone's
get a
like,
chance.
I was
ride
I was
again."
sick, as we all know. But yesterday I rode, and I'm gonna brag for a second because Sam did, so I get to too. That's how it works.
All right. Everybody gets a present.
Yep. I was pleasantly surprised after coming back from being sick. I got 2 KOM jerseys on Zwift and the Richmond course leader jersey. So I was pretty proud of that.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
There we go.
Anyways, that's it.
Doesn't
I just
count,
wanted
though,
to.
right, Paul? Doesn't count.
Well, and the metaverse, I guess, doesn't count.
I guess I mean I mentioned earlier when you guys weren't here and we were just kind of chatting on live that that I was watching some YouTube videos about crit racing and everything, and something they said was you kind of can lose that top end fitness when you get sick. And I got sick and I get stressed out and everything, and it was it was a good indication of like maybe
you're okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's good. It warms the heart.
Yeah, and it's I guess it's
the cockles.
I guess
your
it's
soul.
also good to know for the other rider that's out there. If you get sick, you're not going to lose it all. Don't get stressed out like that because that's just anxiety you don't need.
Just a temporary setback.
Yeah,
That's what my cardiologist told me. I'm
4 months.
I'm
ago.
8 weeks in. Paul, how you been riding at all?
I only had to do like my RGT stuff because of time and stuff.
Okay.
We
RGT.
talked off.
Yeah.
In the green room, we were talking.
We were.
So,
Yeah, which
but,
this room is green, but before the mics are
See,
hot,
it's still
it was
green.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. I actually got the okay. I think I told you guys to go out and ride in number 1 and number 2. I only have to be. I'm on the window to the end of the blood thinners is coming, and I'm really happy about that. And so I got a couple indoor training rides this past week. 2 hours on Zwift on Saturday, which I just wanted to see if it could, I just wanted to get on the bike and go for more than a 90-minute ride. And the funny thing is I've convinced that everything I do, I'm the George Costanza of cycling. I pick the riders who don't win, and when I get on the trainer, the sun comes out. So you're welcome if you were training on Saturday within our region when I got on the bike. Because I looked outside and I'm like, come on! I'm looking out the window and it got fairly nice. It was still pretty cold though.
It was cold.
Yeah. And then Sunday I needed to go get our RV out of storage, so I'm like, okay, there's my excuse to go for a road ride. So I went for a road ride, and I was like, and it's supposed to be warmer on Sunday. I got snowed on. In my ride, I got snowed. They grapple. I got grappled on, and it was pretty horrible. But it was really nice to be outside, and it was really nice to. I'm not saying I'm hitting great numbers, but I hit. I was able to get my heart rate up to even though I'm on beta blockers, and probably my doctor should say I shouldn't do this. That's why I want David to be my doctor. Because I probably hit 150, 160, stuff like that. Even though. At my age, 175 is pretty close to the peak. So, I put some efforts into some climbs. I know for a fact when I get together with you guys again, I'm going to probably get shelled. But it's just nice to be able to go out and kind of go hard and see some watt numbers and stuff like that. And I know I shouldn't be looking at that, but when you've been doing this for so long, you want to. You want to go slowly into the good night. You don't want to just have the light switch flip off. And so that's what was really interesting. I did have a great talk with Leonard Zinn recently. The Leonard Zinn, author of the
guy?
of the
Wow.
the
I
Haywire
love
Heart.
that.
He wrote an incredible book called The Haywire Heart. I'm unfortunately the interview was pretty garbled because he knew it was. I'm writing a piece for it, and it was a good talk with him, talking about the studies about heart-related issues in endurance athletes and how it's still fairly a new concept, because if you stop and think about it, you think about the situation where endurance athletics in this country didn't really kick in until probably the 50s. unless you were an Olympic athlete, and we sucked at them back then anyway. But and so these athletes who started in the 50s are developing some of these issues, and I don't want everybody to panic and freak out about it. And by the way, thanks GCN for stealing my fucking idea again. They're listening to me right now. You're listening to me. I want to do my next story about pink bubble gum and rainbows and unicorns. Watch those assholes. Next week's like, this week on GCN is pink bubble gum and But it was good talk with him, and talking about the fact that this is a concept that is still being comprehended, about the stress we can put as endurance athletes on long terms on our heart. And I'm sure David's probably going, I could comment on that, but it's early in the But I'm going to a training camp next week, all by myself.
Where
all
at,
alone. I'm gonna go
Describe the place
to the
for us.
banana belt.
Isn't camp
Nowhere.
a together activity? Can you call it training camp alone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to camp as a kid? Were
With
you
a
were
lot
you
of other kids.
But were you a nerdy loner?
Well, yes, but there were other kids there.
There were other nerdy
They
loners.
picked on me. They gave me atomic wedgies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to a place where other people are. It's just they're not going to ride with me.
And they can't beat the shit out of it.
Nice.
And
No,
that's
it's
Well, they
Atomic
probably
wedgies.
could. I'm camping. I mean, most of those guys probably have AR-15s in their trucks.
well, that's why you bring
It
an
is in
RV.
Idaho.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you can't shoot through an RV.
It's bulletproof.
Well, it's a little harder.
Okay,
That's
a good point.
50 cal. would
I
just
play
rip
Call of
right
Duty.
through
I would
there.
know a thing or
Like
two.
Hot knife and butter.
No, I am going to the banana belt of northern Idaho. By the way, northern Idaho is really progressive. I don't know if you guys knew. They just passed a law that allows firing squads if they don't have the medicine to kill a prisoner, and they're really paranoid about their bathrooms. So if you, no matter what gender you claim, you got to go to the bathroom that your
Wow.
thingy shows.
That does sound like
Thank
Idaho.
you, Idaho, because I was worried about that, and that's the biggest crime issues on the. I'm sorry,
Those are the
political.
biggest things.
I'm going to Lewiston, Idaho,
Hey.
home of a gigantic pulp mill, but it's usually about 10-15 degrees warmer there than it is here. And my main point for going is I just want to go and ride someplace else. I don't want to ride my own same roads. I could sit here for the week. You guys are all working, except Jackson. But you got to do stuff with his fiance. But I'm just like going. It'd be cool to download a bunch of stuff to my computer, my Wahoo, and that sounds sexual when you say it that way. But download a bunch of stuff to my Wahoo and just go and just ride different rides, and then come back and and
Dude, the
Is
old
Michelle
grade.
going?
no, I'm all by myself.
Yeah, I
Come on.
can't. What would she
5
do
days.
in Lewiston?
Yeah,
In a camper.
Camper.
yeah. Sitting
For
in a camper.
5 days.
Yeah, I'm leaving on Sunday,
Oh.
coming back on.
How many hours
on
a day do you think
I
you're going to
didn't
do?
realize it was
I'll
5.
probably. I probably won't go much over 4. I don't
Yeah,
envision.
I mean
over
that's
4.
going to be
especially
big.
coming back from all
Yeah.
this. So yeah, and it's a lot of the longest rides are going to be zone 2 kind of stuff. I'm not going to go super hard, but I just thought I'd mix it up a little bit. See how it feels. If I feel like shit and if the weather's crappy, I'll get
I'd
ready
be
to come
really curious to see how you feel after like day 1 of 4 hours.
on. Yeah.
And that's not like not poo pooing you. I'm just
No,
I
I
was
will.
fudged after 5 hours.
You haven't been doing this for 30, 40 years.
It's true.
I'm sorry. The
You're
endurance
more
is
of a
something that
stud.
never. No, the endurance is something that never leaves.
Yeah, I
You
know.
get slower, but you can do it longer.
And you're
That's true. I mean, I can hop on a
Another
bike and
sex
just
joke
hold
there.
less power
Yeah.
and just do it for a long time.
Yeah.
But
and you
it
can
still hurts the next day.
you
Yeah.
can tap out a rhythm forever.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah.
my thing. I got stamina. Paul's shaking his head. What's the? I'll get to that later. We recently found out our weekly series is back, although on a limited run. We all talked about that, and this is something we've been talking about over the last week. And I'm sure, people all over the place are hopefully getting some racing back to their communities. We also found that we need to pre-purchase numbers.
Yeah.
But I spoke to our local official who said that's something they've always done.
oh,
But they
No.
just they have.
You could,
It's just
but you could also-
could rent a number
Yeah.
for the night.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I can understand that numbers are expensive for a race promoter.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the
Except
cost.
Wednesday mountain bike race is just a bunch of like random numbers.
Well, no, they're not.
They have those little chips on them.
They're pre-purchased
Yeah.
and they have timing chips in them, and that's one of the main purchases you buy when you start the race.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying that it's not like I've had a number that's like from Sea Otter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they just have,
but they're
random-
timing chips. Or
Oh.
not anymore. They
Oh,
don't do that anymore. They're now actually
Oh,
races.
okay.
Chips
Okay.
for the race. But speaking on behalf of the guy I know who puts
That's
it on,
how long it's been since I did it.
he has the ability to print those off and
Mm-hmm.
make them himself, but they're still probably $5-7 a piece, which is a
Mm-hmm.
lot when it comes down to it. And we are under the I don't want to say control. Our numbers come from an organization called the WSBA, Washington States Bicycling Association, Bicycle Racing Association, right? I'm asking, and I'm on the board. And I'd like your guys' opinion on the fact that numbers aren't wrapped into entry fee, that this is something we have to have going in, and if it is a legitimate expense that you're okay paying, or should a bike race charge $5 more and charge you for a number, or should it? Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like this. I've been doing it with WSBA for quite some time.
Yeah.
It's a fabric number. It's
Yeah.
the same number all the time. When you're racing a lot, you start getting familiar with your nemesis number.
That's a great point.
So, I think it's a great thing. I think it's reusable. It's too bad we can't reuse our number because I have a stack of
fabric numbers.
fabric
at home.
numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And we
interesting.
just
I didn't
pay
know
into
that.
it. Yeah.
You can't use them year after year.
No, you get a new number every year.
Renew.
No, that's
So,
frustrating.
Yeah,
Seems wasteful.
but how are they going to control that? But they would just find a way to not activate that you haven't paid, so
Yeah.
your numbers.
I'm
invalid.
126 this year,
Yep.
and if I pay again, I get to keep 126 for another year.
Yeah.
Or some people might be like,
and, some
these
of them-
ones are scuffed.
Well,
I
just-
want new
Well,
ones.
and they can't. You crash.
Well, just like USAC
Yeah.
though. Just like
so-
USAC though. We
What
get to
about
keep. We get to keep that same. Oh, we get to keep that same number.
License number.
License number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna forget to bring my number.
Do you want?
I will. I know I will.
Yeah, you
so
will.
I hope there's at least like an option to. I mean, if I do that, I understand it's my own shortcoming, so I'll pay the $5 or whatever for the number. But are they going to have the
They
option?
will have the loaner numbers, I think.
I think that's
Well,
fine.
And
Here's
is it
the
the
other
loaner
thing.
numbers you have to return at the end of the night?
Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
They
Keep
also
for a
Well,
season?
sometimes it's a loaner number that you pay $5 for, and if you go back, you get your $5 back.
Right.
So you could just keep that for the season, and then
You could.
I want to say first off, I'm totally a fan of like supporting WSBA and getting numbers. It's really a small cost. That's not a problem, but it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to. Like, I mean, are we using WSBA stuff? Because I know that WSBA is a trailer that like a lot of the West Side races use a lot of the things in, and are we using that for this?
there
event?
is a east side. I think
There is an
WS
east side trailer.
So are we
yeah.
using that?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
then I
all-
think we definitely should.
Anyone
be
if you
paying
use the
for all
number,
that.
yeah. If anyone that's using that number and it's a WSBA association, as far as I know, I should ask you. But as far as I know, that you have access to that trailer, that's the part of being as a promoter.
Yeah.
You have all of this,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
it's to help promote racing. So that $35 is nothing.
I-
I just think it's stupid that I have to get a new number every. And the other thing is you get a frame number too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's usually
I've
easier to
never
spot
put
out.
on a frame number. Maybe 1 year.
Do you put it on your seat post, or do you put it
No,
on your
I
frame?
would never put it on. It's stupid.
Really? Well, it really helps in a photo
Well, he doesn't have to
finish.
worry about it.
I've never been in a
Well,
photo
he's not
finish.
there.
That's my thing. That's so far out the back that I don't care.
Sorry, my bad. You know what? And I'm going to be blunt when it comes to the WSBA. And, if they want to kick me off the board, they can do that. So far, my experience has been a good amount of people wanting to hear themselves talk. I realized how long I have been in bike racing when I'm in a meeting and I'm hearing people's ego more than I'm hearing a rational conversation, and I just don't want to waste my time. It's very bothersome, and they're all predominantly. There's one other Washington East Side person, including myself. Mike Surratt, great guy. Mike, I don't think Mike would mind me mentioning his name. Mike's an awesome guy.
Good official.
And Mike's the kind of guy I'm bouncing questions off of, going, what the hell's going on? And everything's on Microsoft Teams, and because a lot of them work for Microsoft, and they're, for example, I think tomorrow night they're having a 2-hour get-together to talk about things on the east side, and I could log in to Microsoft Teams if I wanted.
On the west side or east side?
On the west side.
Oh, okay.
And I could log in and watch them talk about stuff for 2+ hours if I wanted. So they're good intentions. I have to assume best intentions from these guys. And I know that we all want the same thing. We all want bike racing to succeed. I honestly am at the point where I'm starting to think that maybe we need, not necessarily division, but we need to have more representation on this side of the state. Especially now that our side of the state, it isn't Washington State Bicycling Association. That isn't our district. We cover northern Idaho and Montana, I think, even.
And even Baker City's part of that.
And so I question, and I would like to hear from you guys, listeners. First of all, do you know what the WSBA does? Do you know? Not you guys in the panel. Second of all, what do you want it to do? And third, how do you want to be represented? Because I'm frustrated as hell right now when they list 3 or 4 times for meetings, and they list 30 times for meetings. I list the 3 or 4, 5 or 6 times I can make it, and it's never a part of the time that they can actually have me there. So sorry,
but they
on
put it on the list, and it's never the.
Yeah, that's not the one they pick because the folks from the other side of the state pick a different time, and I mean that's understandable. That happens, when you got 9 people and 6 of them pick one time, and I can't be there for that time. But I don't know if it's a good method.
So what is the ethos of WSBA? What is their goal? To help promotion, right?
Yes.
And bike racing.
Yes.
But is the chatter that they have, is it on the negative side? It's like, why aren't these guys signing up pre-registering? Why is it
that is a huge one that just came up right now?
So is it a bitch session, or is it people coming up like, I think this is why I figured out? To me, it's like when you bring up a problem with not a solution, that's frustrating. It's like, I don't like the way this. You have an idea to do it? No, but they're doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, then don't bring it up until.
Yeah.
It may not be right, but I think if we try this, here's a problem. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah.
That's how things are fixed,
Yeah, and I think the process right now is our president is a new president. I think he's a really good guy. I think he's got great intentions. I butted heads with him about a month ago about something, and he was very apologetic and very understanding. And I think it's just a matter of, and this is bike racing as a whole. I think bike racers have too great of egos, and especially if you're currently in bike racing, you kind of want to design things for yourself, and that's why you can never get a current bike racer to volunteer for a race because they want to do the race.
Right.
And so to have a bunch of bike racers talking about how other people should put on bike races ain't gonna work, because unless we bring back the resolution that clubs have to put on a race. So anyway,
I think it'd be, I think what a nice, I don't know if this is in their direction at all, but like, if we could do something more like Obra. I don't know if that's a terrible thing to say, but like, I don't want to buy a USAC license.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you guys about the separation between USAC.
Somebody else stole your idea.
Yeah, no, this is
like
a perfect
GCN
segue.
in your heart thing.
GCN!
Well, I think that
Stress levels going up. AFib.
whoa. What I think I mean, in for somebody who has been out of college for coming up on 2 years now, and is still kind of starting off in their career, something that you really have to pay attention to is how much things cost. And this is not me suggesting at all that, I'm struggling financially, I need help, all that stuff. But what I am saying is that, tell me why a USAC license costs $110 and then doesn't include my regional. Exactly, doesn't include that regional cost. I think that USAC. Well, I think that if I imply that I live in a specific area, I think that should be included in that, and I should receive numbers for that specific district. Because I think that I've now paid $145 to race a local Thursday night crit.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a lot of money to just have fun with your friends in a Cat 4 race.
Yeah. I was asked specifically by the WSBA board why I'm a member who hasn't paid his dues, and I went, wait, I thought I did. Isn't it on the registration for my license? And they're like, no, it isn't there anymore. And I'm like, I had no idea. I thought it was just a part of my USAC license fee.
Yeah, it used to be
it's not anymore.
When you signed up or
I'm
renewed.
on the board, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you used to go when you renewed every year. Because you're a Washington resident, then it has a $35 charge, and then they would do that. Yeah, whether you're going to do it or not. Now it's a separate deal. So I think transparency, that would be nice that, and I'm sure you could probably research or send an email. Please give us a breakdown of what are the things that cost for this license for $100. When the average guy who races, the average Joe, not the Cat 1-2s that are trying to make it. Yeah. They're doing it every weekend and training races. But, for us on the east side, that's kind of like...
What do you guys consider your USAC money goes to? What do you guys... when you pay that 120 plus bucks, what are you thinking that it's covering?
Well, see, that's what confuses me so much, is because... first of all, I've never been sat down and explained what it really goes to, but I also really think about, I've been involved in other sports in this country. And I cannot tell you another sport that I'm really thinking of that requires a license to participate in that sporting event.
Yeah.
You were I'm going to be honest, you were the one that paid the dues for my soccer. Did I ever need a specific license to participate in an event?
There was no governing body that I put money toward.
And see, that's what I think is so...
I don't think. We need your mother down here.
That's what I think is so strange. Like, why do I have to now have like a card? Why do I almost, just like while I'm driving on the road, require this piece of documentation to participate? I think that's an interesting concept that I don't understand quite yet.
I think it might have originally came from, because cycling was a European sport, and that's how they did it. And I think that's... I'm guessing. I'm shooting from the hip, but that is part of the deal.
I just think it's a weird concept in compared to other sports.
Well, some of it is for. This is what I'm going to guess. So to develop people who mechanics that are with the Team USA, you have.
Sure.
You have to have. Officials and then people who teach officials. Then you have a board for making up rules. Nice pour. And
not me. It's fucking cake.
And see, all of these things that you're listing, I'm so down for paying. If it contributes to the grassroots movement of this sport, take 50% of my paycheck. Not really. Please don't do that.
Pretty much.
Because I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher, folks. It doesn't go that far. But that's the stuff that I really want to pay for. But it's also is all of it really going to the grassroots movement and teaching the new generation what our sport is about?
That's the problem I've always had, because there was a period there when, and we just talked about it last week, when we used to register. Your dad and I registered by mail. And you wanted to get, as soon as you got it, you try to fill it out, send a check. This is how we did it. But the thing is that all of a sudden,
uphill both ways.
When the mountain biking became very big and a lot of people started exiting road cycling, all of a sudden I watched, within 2 years, a race that I would see 100 guys in. they're like 20. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, bigger races. And they just disappeared.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden I talked to the representative at the time for the state of Washington for it was USCF then.
Yeah.
And I said, what's going on with the junior program? There's a place, a race called Tour of Bisbee. And you had to qualify to even make this.
Huge.
This is like
Gigantic.
And Tour of Bisbee had 14 riders that year. And I'm like, what the hell? What's happening? Everything switched to the Masters because they had money. And so the Masters nationally started looking at that. They were like, the fields were full. And it's like, where's the junior program? So
as a master, we don't fucking need funding.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't think we do.
But
We
they
need
cater
races,
to us.
but-
But we are the majority of. I wonder what the average age of U.S. I know the average age of Cat 1. It must have been 4 years ago. For a Cat 1 in the United States was like 35, 38 years old. That would no way. When we were racing, it was like 21.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
Because anymore, like when we really get down to like what cycling is in its or like at the junior level, it's who has grown the furthest and who has the nicest equipment. Because realistically, if you're going up, if someone who is of equal level at a junior level going up against someone who has a full carbon frame, everything, all that stuff, and just an alloy frame with alloy wheels, it's completely different. And I think that we're now adding costs on not only a license, but also who can suffice to purchase the nicest equipment. And anymore, that I don't know. It just, to me, it's creating such a weird financial level that anymore, if you have the most money, that's why you're the best at the sport. That's what worries me about it, because that's why we talk about the Masters getting the most attention. It's because the rich dentists.
Yeah. Oh, you anti-dentite.
I am.
Yeah.
And they call themselves doctors.
Yeah. But those are the ones that are profiting anymore.
love it.
Why do you have a
yeah.
$20,000 Pinarello and Joey has a $100 bike that he had to scrounge for? Like, that's, to me, that feels not fair to a kid.
Yeah.
So you interviewed Bart Bowen. He was going to put on.
Bart had a great idea.
Yeah, he said that junior racing. This is, to me, I would love it. I would pay, because I can afford it, another $50 more on my license if I can guarantee a junior program.
Oh,
and his idea was
Yeah.
that all juniors had to be on the same level bike, aluminum frame, aluminum wheels.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
I think he put like a $1,500 limit on it.
Yeah,
back
or
then when I
$2,500.
interviewed
Who
him.
knows?
Yeah,
what
$2,500
parts.
now. Yeah,
but
yeah.
mechanical, everything like that. But that would develop so there's no edge, there's no money. And I thought that is the greatest idea.
Yeah.
But that's just not going to work, because in the bike industry, they're like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
We're still getting $15,000 for a freaking.
But don't you think?
SL7.
Don't you think that the bike industry would say, if we sell enough $1,500 or $2,500 bikes, those people are eventually going to be buying $5,000 bikes, $6,000 bikes.
You would hope so.
$8,000 bikes.
Right? But we're not at that point. Now, there's no way, the way the trend of cycling is right now with electronic shifting, you're not going to find
You're
that.
not going to get that.
They're not making mechanical parts anymore. They're not. They have disc brakes. All these things that they've inventions that are, I'm not saying that are bad for cycling.
No.
And they have advanced cycling, all this technology. But what it's done is the cost of bikes just pushed it right out of the ceiling.
And what breaks my heart and worries me about that is the fact that, like, Joey from middle Wisconsin, middle of nowhere.
What do you have against Wisconsin?
Well, that was the place I picked.
Against Joey.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But what I'm saying is, he could have all the talent in the world. He could be the best rider in the entire region that he rides for.
Yeah.
He could be the next Eddie Merckx, for Christ's sake.
But if Dad isn't a dentist,
he's not going to get noticed.
Yep.
That's what bums me out so much. And then we add extra costs, and now we're killing kids' interest in sports.
we're shooting ourselves in the foot is what we're doing. We're refusing. So, in other words, what we're saying, to get back to the original question, is about USA Cycling and where you see your money going. We don't see it going where it should be going. We see it going to a group that probably doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's be fair. Maybe before we say that.
Oh,
If
I'm
we could
talking
get-
about the Williams brothers.
Oh,
Or even like even racers like myself, realistically, I don't need USAC's money.
No.
You know,
But
Yeah, I don't know. Man, I think like if there was like for instance Badlands this year when they were talking sponsorship stuff.
Badlands is a local club for those of you not nearby. But
Yep.
yeah, they're
And
putting on our Twilight
and
series.
they're covering all junior race fees.
They are.
That is so awesome.
So does the Wednesday night series.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I would donate money to that, right?
Yeah.
Like that is so freaking cool
Yeah.
because I mean, I definitely would have been able to afford to bike race back then, and you're putting up the cost of a bike, but that's all that I would really want to see. And
Yeah.
what it's coming down to is that the local events have to do it because USAC isn't. I just think that USAC is a blubbery mess.
Yeah.
I think money is being spent on stupid stuff that it really doesn't need to be spent
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Especially when you look at, for example, I remember back in the U.S. Postal days when you see, like George Hincapie with the best of equipment. I'm like, shouldn't U.S. Postal pay for that shit and
Yep.
not USAC?
Well, here's the biggest.
And I don't
one.
know. I mean, that just came out of my ass. I don't know. I could be making something up, and I could be very wrong, and I apologize if I am.
I can't remember
Kinda.
what Olympics, but they dumped a lot of money in a GT designed an aerodynamic pursuit bike. They didn't even medal. I don't even think they got fourth place.
Wow.
The team that won Poland bought the U.S. old pursuit bikes, and
I
they
just
medaled.
wrote them faster. Oh, shit.
So it's like seriously. I think they were saying they're $100,000, close to $100,000 each on these bikes. They were like thin. I mean,
Yeah.
aerodynamics back then in the '90s, whatever it was.
yeah.
But it was just like seriously, that's not where our money should go.
Okay. So, in other words, we just brought up an argument, but didn't come up with a solution.
No,
Just-
we can't.
just-
Exactly.
It's just like I said.
Basically a
about it.
Zoom
Yeah.
meeting. Oh, no,
Yeah.
Teams. Sorry.
Well, we better start with getting our information from USAC.
Yeah.
See if they are. Let's
Yeah.
do some research. See what does. Could you just let us know?
Break
Not
down
some-
my
yeah.
$125 as best you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, I'm going to do some skipping. We all have Tour of Flanders rosters in front of us. We're going to hold off on those till Friday. We're going to hold off on those.
David chose Peterson gone.
Because
There's no way.
I'll let you guys wait till Friday.
Flip the paper over.
Don't you?
Just guessing off
cheating.
of previous.
So we can
guessing off.
we
of
can do a
previous
Holy Week.
picks.
We can do a full Holy Week show on Friday, which I think will be good. But and yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. How did anybody have any quick reflections in terms of Gent-Wevelgem this last weekend? According to Belgium's champions Eddie Merckx and Tom Boonen,
Tom
Bonen.
Yeah.
Apparently, Wout made a gigantic mistake
Yep.
in letting Christophe Laporte. Do you
Yup.
think a gift was a mistake?
Oh
Sam
my
thinks a gift
God,
was a
that-
mistake.
That makes me so mad
Really?
because I mean, well, here's the thing: is that guy? Okay, he sat on Wout's wheel. He followed it up.
They rotated. He took poles.
Very minimal. Do you remember? Did you actually? I sat there and I actually watched it take their.
You were
granted,
timing
they're
it.
pulling it away.
1,000,
But it's just one of those things like
10,
Wow was doing 90% of the work to split that to a minute, and then he's like, "Oh, you know what? Hey, why don't you come up?"
Yeah.
It was unreal. It was a Wout show, and then he just was like, "Well, you should have your name gifted on this because
I already won it.
I already won it.
Yeah.
You know, and I won last week or I won on Friday. Sorry. So sure. I just think that's a weak sauce win.
I disagree.
I do too.
Okay. Well, Paul, why do you
Go
disagree?
ahead. I'll let-
Oh,
Jackson, why do you disagree?
I don't think Wout needed to win because
No.
he was the strongest one. He won.
No, but that's my point.
Yeah.
Is that it
But-
gets gifted to this guy, and he wasn't the winner. He wasn't the
But
fastest guy of
also,
the day.
so last year Christophe Laporte did get second place,
Second,
and that
but
was
he
a little
win.
bit of a revenge tour for Christophe Laporte, and also winning on Friday.
He got
Wout
second again.
Wout doesn't need one though.
Yeah.
Wout doesn't. What does Wout not need to win? He needs to win Paris-Roubaix. Has he won
Flanders.
Flanders?
Who
he needs
is
win
going
Flanders.
to bury himself for Wout van Aert
Absolutely.
at Flanders?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Christophe Laporte.
Christophe Laporte.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
how
just-
teams work. And
Fabian
that's the-
Cancellara went
I think
on.
it's a bravo team move. I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is hats off.
Fabian Cancellara went on record as saying it was actually the mark of a champion for him to do that.
Totally. I'm just saying that it's one of those things where it's like...
Yeah. Now, Merckx is like, no gifts.
It was a show
And he didn't.
Make everyone
It was a show of mercy.
In my opinion, it was a show, though, of strength. Look what's to come next weekend.
Okay.
Hey, did you see Laporte's victory salute?
He gave it to Wout.
Yeah.
He pointed to Wout. Yeah.
Do you not remember?
Shut your mouth.
That's coming back.
Shut your mouth.
Everybody get back.
Shut
it's
your
time
mouth.
for a
Don't know.
Waples story.
I'm going to curse so many times if you even open your mouth about
So-
that. Don't.
I'm not going where you think I'm going, but Sam and I had a race, a great race, where we were both off the front and had a clear gap on everybody, and we were about to win this crit. And we sat up at the end and crossed without thinking about who was going to win.
That is where I
Sam
was
ended up
thinking of it.
winning.
Oh!
Because like we
I
weren't
needed
paying
the points.
Yeah, we kind
to
of were
be a
like, yeah,
two.
well, he needed his upgrade points, and we talked about it, and we were both going to clearly win, and it was like, well, what's the difference? And do you not remember everybody saying that was lame?
Yes, I do.
I wish they would have sprinted.
Yes,
I wish they would have destroyed each other.
Yes, I do.
I just think that's kind of interesting in light of what we're talking about right
No,
now.
because I agree with them.
So you guys, if you would have lost that sprint, you would have
I
been
wouldn't
like,
have
oh.
lost.
Oh.
That's the difference. I was Wout in this case.
I'm going to give you guys a scenario.
And I took it.
That's a bold statement.
I'm going to give you guys a scenario and see how you play it out. So, there's a series race. There's a series of road races, time trials, and criteriums in this local area.
Okay.
And the first race, the team I was on, this guy wins the race. No one really knew him, and he noodled off, and he ended up winning. The next road race, I attacked, and I was solo, and he bridged up. Now, he had all the points from first place before.
And
how should I would have played that?
And you were teammates.
We're teammates. How do I play this? Coming to the finish.
How do you play it, or how does he play it?
Because I was the strongest. It was my break. I'm the one that started it.
Yeah,
he just happened to.
You take the victory always.
But
You should
But
get a
just-
victory. Yeah, yeah.
you guys think that? What do you think, Jackson?
And he should get second points, which means he's now even more ahead in the
Yeah.
points. And and both of you have now taken team victories. That makes sense.
I'll give you this detail. I know he is total rubbish and crit.
Oh, so the third race
you
was
might
okay?
you might need to let him win.
Bullshit.
No, but I'm of two mindsets. First of all,
We're talking about a different scenario. This is a one-day race. That they
Teammates
just gave
never
away.
chase teammates. That's my opinion. You never.
So he
chase
shouldn't have
teammate.
bridged
He
up.
shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah,
So
I
he's a
agree.
gigantic prick.
But if he's absolute.
Fuck that guy.
But if he's absolute shithole when it comes to crits,
Shithole.
when he's bad when it comes to crits, you might need to let him win because he's probably not going to do well in the crit.
And that's how it panned out for the best.
Yeah.
Really? So you took second.
Yeah, I let him take it.
I'm not.
Well, I said, let's make it interesting. Let's pretend to sprint, and I'll let you win. And I took off. I jumped half-ass, and I dropped him. And he's screaming.
Too much.
Wait! Well, I thought we had a deal. And I just sat up and just let him
Oh my god.
Well,
Yeah,
it was a mistake later on
I'm
because
just saying
I'm
there's an
all about
asterisk.
this is the first year for this team, and the thing is to establish teamwork. I barely knew the guy, right? I don't know on other races outside of the series how good is he, that type of thing, and I might have to play that card. It's like, dude, I'm in the
He
stage
still
race.
would have had a first and a second.
Yeah, but I knew he wasn't getting no points. I'd rather stack the deck because we had a rider that was going to win, and he did win, and that's Travis. So the only reason I won and got away is because everybody's focusing on Travis.
Okay.
And it happened twice, and then people started then they had to do different instead of just sitting on Travis. That we had 2 wins, right?
Yeah.
And then anyway.
All right.
Go on.
I got to move on to the topic because we got a pet peeve show and we promised pet peeves tonight.
Pet peeves or races getting handed
tonight's
away.
or what?
Races getting handed away.
That's
That's his
your,
pet
okay.
peeve.
There
That's
you
one.
go. God, you just look like you're heartbroken, man. You just, you should go tie a woman to the train tracks and rub your mustache. Tonight's topic brought to us by our friends at POC Sports. I just purchased some crash-resistant arm and leg warmers from POC. Actually, they don't look like mountain bike arm warmers. I promise. They're actually kind of normal, but I wore them because I was like, oh, blood thinners. I don't want to crash. Yeah. They're super comfortable. They're super light. They look clean. They look like true roadie things. Check out POC and everything they create. I want to open the doors to petty grievances tonight. I want to allow us to discuss the annoying things that drive us crazy about each other. I've been reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I don't know if you guys read that book. It's a great freaking book. It is an awesome book.
That's a book for you.
It is. I'm over my F-bombs. And I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you should.
And I realize that I tend to give way too many in my life. I have a problem giving way too many. I get mad at everything. I do. And I got a lot of problems with you people, and I'm ready to air them. They lead to
hell, and I'm not going to take
This
it.
is Pat's roast night.
They lead to stress, and stress leads to fucking AFib. So let's get it out of our systems. I asked each of you guys to come up with some pet peeves about the sport, the participants, elements of the lifestyle, dealing with traffic, whatever they might be, and we will each have a chance to air our issues, maybe one or two each, right? Two, maybe, for the sake of time. So pick your top two. And we can all agree or disagree. So please describe your issue and why it bothers you so. I will start. I will throw out my first one. And I've been seeing it a lot lately now that the spring races are happening and social media is taking over our entire lives. Helmets on the podium. Standing and getting your award and you're still wearing your helmet.
That's cap 4
Are you
or
sponsored,
5,
though?
or 3?
I saw it on this weekend's races. It was 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s. Everybody's wearing their helmet on the podium. Are you gonna trip?
No,
What the
it's
hell's
more of
wrong
just
with
a,
you?
like. There's a few things.
Is your hair that bad? I know. I saw it and I judged you.
Yeah, because I was.
You were drunk on malt liquor.
Race. No, it's the same race that David was earlier talking about because I was in such shock and awe, and they literally they're like, by the way, here's a podium, step up on it, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah,
You know, so
that's fine. But I don't.
We're at
think,
least unbuckled.
I don't think everybody's.
Was it?
I don't think
even know.
everybody's in shock.
You're
I think
stupid,
some
huh?
people are just
I think-
not taking off their freaking helmets.
Yeah.
Take them off.
yeah, no, you're right.
And after I won my crit earlier in the year, I was the only one on that podium. I'm not giving shit. I'm
Put a
not giving
cap
shit.
on.
No,
You
I'm not
put a
giving
proper sponsor.
I'm not giving shit to anybody. I want them to know that.
Yeah, you are.
No, do not say that, Sam. But I'm not giving any shade to anyone. I was the only one who didn't have anything that was of their kit on.
Oh, that's true.
They just
because
had
he
like
was
a
across the
t-shirt.
finish
I
line
had
so
pack
far
filler shirt,
ahead
pack
of
filler
others.
hat.
Yeah.
I'm cool with still even being in your skin suit. I'm
Yeah.
cool with being in your cycling shoes even, but take your freaking helmet off.
Unless you're sponsored. If you that's
Yeah.
a big sponsor, then I can see that. I really can.
Which now-
I hope I never have a helmet sponsor because I think it's stupid.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm just
we kind of do.
So you guys all agree. You guys all agree that that's bad. Okay. Somebody want to pick a pet peeve, and we can all disagree or agree.
I have a pet peeve. I really don't. If you're gonna point to the wheel you want, so I've already told this story, I think, but there was last year when we all raced, the only time we really raced at RC3. A guy pointed and he just pointed, and I went, nope. And he's like, oh, don't be an asshole. It's like, oh, I don't remember the last time I ever gave you that, and I'm not an asshole. I just said nope.
yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong.
I'd
And-
just be like, earn it.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Like
Yeah.
that's
Why is that a thing? Is that a Cat 4 or 5 thing where you point to the gap
Yeah.
and you expect
Yeah.
somebody to let you in?
because you're not entitled.
No.
'Cause-
you fight for your position.
Yeah,
And that's yours.
I was there for a reason, and it was your wheel, Paul. And it's like, buddy, I don't know if you know this, but we are wearing the same jersey right now. So you think I'm gonna let you in, you idiot? No.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
stuff
I've
that bothers
given
me.
fair warning, but I don't. Then you push them. It's not like hey,
fairest
I'm
of warning,
like it's
yeah,
like
that I've
just so you
given.
know I'm coming, and then but it's not like and you wait. You just are like I'm coming over, just so you know, and
Wait,
then
are
the
we
fairest
saying?
warning
Are
I-
you saying you point?
No.
I have like given a point while I'm about to push them out of the way,
Okay.
like just so you know.
Just
So then
you're
they
about
can
to
make
go.
the choice. Like, do I want to fight for this wheel or not?
I will never forget my coach being like, if your handlebar is in front of theirs, that's your wheel. And
There's
I'm like,
that too,
That is
yeah.
correct.
and so I have many times I like look over and I make eye contact. I'm like, coming in. It's like yoink.
I was always
Either you can
told.
get out of the
I was
way.
always told to get really close to the rider you want to draft and slowly come back. And then you 98% of the time, the person on that wheel is going to go like, "Oh shit," and they're going to get out of the way, unless they're an aggressive racer and they're going to go like, "No," and they're not going to let you in, and that's fair game.
Oh yeah,
It
I mean,
is.
I've elbowed off many people,
Yeah.
being like, "No, I'm here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'll say something. I actually, because I have come to the conclusion that I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you
And
own
I
it.
will go like, "Eat shit, asshole," and I'll
in the
say
middle
that.
of a race.
Oh God, yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
you can be an asshole without being verbal, too.
Really?
Oh yeah, you just muscle your way in. You know, when you chop somebody in the corner.
Sorry, I'm still trying to work that out in my head.
Yeah, if you chop somebody, you're thinking,
I
you know,
You've taken
I'm
away
gonna
my
shoot this-
superpower.
I know this guy's line is coming here. I'm chopping him.
Yeah.
I'm taking that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
It's a
always
little
do that.
nicer if you warn them before.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
do
But
it.
I hate. Well, on that same lines is
Coming in.
yeah. When somebody
a little
says
point.
you've got your line in the corner, and somebody goes inside. No, you're not. I have my line. If you
Shut the
deviate
door.
my,
I
if you
say
deviate
inside.
my line, there's no way. I'm holding it, and then my elbow goes out, and you're going down.
I say inside
yeah.
just to let them know I'm there.
That's what I do.
I'm just on your
Yeah.
inside. You
Well,
know?
I mean, you,
But I won't do it if there's not a line.
You're talking
Yeah.
about
Are
you
if
trying to
there's a
shoot the
clear
gap?
line, yeah.
What? No, I'm just
No.
talking about in a crit or something like that. If I'm coming in, if we're in a corner
And you're behind.
somebody starts to dive in cut in a corner,
You're in the
I'll be
wrong
just
spot.
like I'm on your inside.
I'm saying you're in the wrong spot.
but
See-
if you're just in a pack and you're taking a corner,
Because the thing is, though, I've also been in a situation, one of our TNTs, where I've been taking a corner and somebody's been coming in on me, and I've tapped them on the side and been like,
that's
inside,
the best
inside,
thing
inside,
to do.
inside.
That's-
I touch them
Yeah.
gently on the ass and caress inside
Wow.
on your inside. but that works. And by the way, when you touch somebody on the hip,
There's a special moment.
yeah, it is
You feel welded in
There's
there.
a bond
Emotions.
there.
on your inside.
Oh,
I'm here for you.
these dogs.
Don't cut me off, prick.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No, but I do that. I'll touch somebody, and a lot of times you get a shocked response. Where they're like, wait,
Oh,
what?
I don't get that. I just literally shove them.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
do?
Nope. And I just push them.
You push them as hard as you can. Just get the hell off
Yep.
the road. Yep.
No, really. I mean, I just like get out of here.
Yeah. Hey,
Stiff
next
arm.
pet peeve. Up. Who's up? Who has
go
that
Sam.
one?
Yeah, I'll say, man, people surging at the front. That is a good
Don't
way
do
for
that.
me to just really hate you.
In training
Yes.
ride or a race?
Both.
Doesn't matter.
Both. Yeah,
Yeah.
both. But and you know what I found is I feel like the majority of it, and I noticed this especially at the gravel grinder I did, was it's people that pull off the front and don't just like ease up.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get to the front, then you're like, well, I got to get ahead of this guy. And so then you like start
Yeah,
surging
yeah,
to get
yeah,
ahead of that guy. Anyway,
If somebody does that to you, what do you do? If you're the next in line, he pulls off and he hasn't like turned off the gas. What do you do?
I mean, as soon as that guy like pulls through and is just like then flicking me on, I'm like, nope, I'm not coming through. You just pulled 500 watts to get up there. I'm now on your wheel.
Yeah.
I get a draft for 30 seconds. And
Yeah,
if he gets
that's
upset
what you
about
do.
it,
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
you train them. You train them is just like you just don't.
I'm like, no, I'm not
if
pulling
you're
through here.
maintaining a certain speed or tempo, and this person pulls off and he's out in the wind, you just sit there and just wait
Yep.
until he turns off the gas.
Yep,
And
that's
then
what I
when
do.
he
You'll
turns
get
it
it.
off, you
Yep.
attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crush his soul.
You know,
And
you
then
have to
as
wait
soon as he
until he
pulls
gets
off,
down to the very last
exactly.
one.
Then I'm like, yoink.
yeah.
Yoink.
That's a good one.
When I was at the Olympic Training Center back in the day, there was a permanent resident there with me, and I won't mention his name, who always did that. Every time you pulled off, he accelerated. Every time. Hated this guy. Hated this guy with a passion of 1,000 suns. He went on to ride for some pretty big domestic teams, stuff like that. And I don't know why. He was constantly dick measuring, even on a training ride. And it was just this.
So what do you do when you're the guy behind him?
Me?
Yeah. So
I was
how do you
suffering
play-
from Epstein-Barr, so
Guy
I just
pulls
cry. I'm a really messed up human being. I just go home and call my mom on the phone. Everything sucks. You got to stay there, honey. Why? I want to come home and be with you.
Yeah, if I know that person behind me is going to surge, I'm just going to like literally come to the front, and within 10 seconds, I'm off the front.
How about
like,
you just
no,
pull
you're
off?
gonna-
Yeah.
Here's the situation: the guy pulls off, he's doing it right, but the guy in front of you, so you're number 2 guy.
He's
now,
the one who hits the gas.
hits the gas. What do? You
Yap him. You let him
I
gap.
let him go. I
you
set
let him
the
gap.
same tempo that it is, and let him just go like.
That's your pull.
Yeah. And that's how you control when you got people out of control.
Yeah.
You just
And they look back and they're like, what the hell?
I must be stronger than this
Or
guy. Yeah,
you are
keep thinking that,
passive
buddy.
like me, and you start a conversation like, so who here has been in a pace line ever? And then everybody looks at you like, prick.
Yeah.
And I'm
So-
like, no, so like who's been in like a cohesive one?
And then you twist your mustache and go, yeah, I am a prick. See?
See, I've
Shall die, Polly Perhart.
I've even had that though, where we've been in like a.
I'm just gonna go with
I
that.
think you were in. I think you, Sam, were in that.
Polly Perhart. That's what you get, Polly Perhart. Sorry. Off,
No, I was
off
gonna.
soapbox.
I was gonna say we have a now resurgent weeknight ride where there are like certain racers that used to get to like it always used to be a select racers that would get to like this front group.
Yeah.
And Sam, I remember you and I were a part of it one day, and it was the same guy every single time. Does like 500 watts just to show off.
Yeah.
And it's like, buddy, we have a minute and a half.
We're gone.
Like, there's no possibility these guys are coming back.
400 watts.
But it's not-
That would make us all faster.
But it's
Yeah.
not even like a dick measuring thing. It's just purely they are totally oblivious to it. And that's honestly annoys me more. I'm like, you've been riding for 4 years and you haven't figured this out?
Okay, we've got how many?
Pull your head out of your ass.
3 pet peeves in?
I'm
No,
sorry.
2.
I'm getting
I
right.
haven't got to
No,
mine.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
Balls.
yours, yeah.
Yeah. Mine was
Well,
helmets.
we covered USAC. That was one of
That
them.
was one.
Yeah.
That was a lack of a junior development. I think that's
By
where
the way, the
money should go
irony
to.
that it's USAC.
USAC.
You sack.
But the other one is mine's on the cycling industry, and we kind of touched on that. It was the cost of stuff it's just not. To me, again, I'll say over and over again, it's all about racing. That's why I do it. I love racing, and I love it at 60, and I loved it when I started in 22, when I was 22 years old. Yeah. I love
He
that.
started in 1922.
Yeah,
Right.
I started.
Right.
I had to clarify that. too, you know. But it just, there's some improvements. I understand the prices go up a little bit, but now to look at prices to replace my bike, and I don't get to choose the parts that I want.
Yeah.
So when I started, yeah.
Get off my lawn.
So,
Yeah.
but you picked your frame, the frame that worked for you, and you picked your stem, you picked your group. You're a Campy or Shimano guy or Suntour guy. You picked. You hand built wheels. You made your machine. Whoa.
Suntour.
Yeah, and you did. You had this true custom bike. Well, obviously OEM parts are cheaper than the way it was done.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, our anti-dentite guy says, the dentist comes in and he's forking over $15,000 for like a SL7, Specialized or, and it's like, oh my God, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
And so I'm writing stuff that I don't even want electronic shifting. I know it's good, but it's not going to win me a race. That's the thing. It's nice, entertaining, and I know it performs better.
It goes boop.
Well, and the thing is just now we started chasing. We have to have electronic shifting when you go to 12 speed because the tolerances are so small. Mechanical is not going to work. You have to have that. So now we're down down the road.
Think about that.
Yeah, Campy has a 12 and a 13 where their gravel is a 13 speed. But once they started changing that, it's like, seriously, for me as a bike racer, there's a group, you'll see my cogs, there is a heart of that I use. All the other ones, as a general race that I do,
Ornamentation.
yeah. I'm just packing around some
Stick
steel
the
in the
man
back.
on a small block.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's the guy who's
corn cob. They used to call it.
And my knees make noise going upstairs. His are silent as fucking rabbits, and it's just like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, my knees sound like a gravel road. It's
because you've done 90 RPMs for the last 50 years. He's done 60 RPMs.
So
I will get
Paul's
add
pet
on to
peeve. Paul's pet peeve is a well-formulated argument.
Yeah.
Well, and
How are
the
we
other thing
supposed
is
to
the
argue with
manufacturers too. To me, it's like chain rings in the semi-compact. That doesn't suit me well, and I know as a mechanic, working as a mechanic, smaller stuff wears out faster. Now you can get all this like now with new products and stuff. They're saying they don't wear out. They don't like SRAM. I think made a quote that's why they run their 50, 40, or 30. Like 4 or something.
It's 4836 on my new bike.
Yeah,
48's the big ring.
yeah. So
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the thing is
And that's a 5236.
and it's non-replaceable.
Is-
You know
are
those
you,
you can't replace your chain rings. You have to
No,
replace
he
them.
Right.
can.
Yeah, I
He
think
can.
mine's
That's why
yeah,
he got that.
Wait. What's
you?
your big ring on the front?
48.
48.
I
But
didn't
he has
know
a
that.
10.
It's a 5236 in equivalent because it's a
10
in the back.
10 what 28 30? You have a 30 probably.
30. No, it's bigger than 30. I think.
Well,
I want to say it was
jeez.
36
Right?
almost.
No, I think
or
it's
34.
33.
Does it
33,
come?
33,
Does
and
it
then
come
30.
with a package of Love's pull-ups?
The thing I will say is that I ride in the middle.
Wow, I'm a big kid now.
big kid now. You're serious? You can't put a 53 on that.
No, but the
No.
thing is that I actually do ride in the middle way more often.
You're on a 53, aren't you? Yeah.
And that ideally it depends. And so to me the
BMC.
industry is all about designing for the anti-denti guy.
That's how I sprint.
The industry's going where the money is.
Yeah.
And the average guy that works on the weekend,
I'm gonna look like
rides on the weekend, is that's a great, and you would would probably agree with me. That's a great gear combination for that. But racing, to be honest with you,
yeah.
Oh, I'm
I don't
spun
see
out
it.
at 5236. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
need a, yeah. I
but
agree.
we don't have an option now.
No, there's not.
So
there's
if,
no
if
longer
the
an
weekend
option
racer,
for-
like an old crusty old guy like me or you, we're stuck with a 48,
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's
So-
dumb.
Yeah.
I hate
dumb.
that. So there's my pet peeve.
I believe we all agree with that pet peeve.
Yeah.
Especially the expense.
I mean,
The expense is stupid.
I told you last week I got this fancy ass new bike. I came from an aluminum bike with mechanical shifting rim brakes, and the only difference I'm noticing is a few pedal strokes when I sprint. Otherwise, it feels the same. Like I can cruise along on a flat the exact same.
When you're going
I can
uphill, I
climb a
bet
hill.
you'll notice a difference.
Well, when you stand up, yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
better, but marginal gains
But I agree.
Yeah.
for a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
There you go. There's mine.
David, you got a pet peeve?
I do. I'm trying to figure out how to say it
Uh-oh.
kindly.
I hate fat people. Is what they was going to say.
No.
Just for the record, if you do clip that, we do not hate anybody of any sort of weight.
Sitting right here.
The doctor's going to hate on people.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if everybody's experienced this, but it's the amateur racer on a amateur team, which is all I ever did in my life. I never actually made it into a legit team who makes the statement of like the claim of being sponsored by and they make it sound I don't know how, I'm not saying this well, but it's somebody who just basically pays to be on a team and then claims all of these sponsorships and they're like, oh, I'm sponsored by this bike company because that bike
Jackson's
company is-"
standing ovation
Yeah.
right now.
And that bothers the shit out of me because it makes them sound like. At first, I'm sitting. I'm like, oh my god, are you like a
Poser?
Well, that's usually what it is. But I'm thinking like, are you a Conti? That's like something. I don't even think the Conti people say that. Like
No.
the Conti Pro or
No.
the
Yeah.
European Pro. But like you hear that a lot in the amateur scene about who their bike sponsor is. Their bike sponsor doesn't even know their name.
Yeah.
No.
They have no idea who they are. Their helmet sponsor, their sunglass sponsor, all that. That stuff bothers me because I think it paints a false picture. But
Pack Filler Podcast sponsored by.
sponsored by that's
I think the reason why I stand up and clap in agreement is because what my second pet peeve was very similar to that one is that we all take ourselves way too seriously.
that's what it's getting at. Is that you're taking yourself too seriously.
This is a bar of predominantly roadies, and we are
predominantly alpha gene pros.
I don't even know what that meant, but I agree.
I gave you that race.
But it is the image is so heavily conscious. Now I know mountain bikers have image and gravel riders have flannel and stuff like that. But I roadies are the most image conscious people I've ever met in my entire life, and they will mansplain to you about everything they've chosen, and that's just absolute lunacy. Let's be honest. And many times I have lined up at races looking at people going, that guy looks fast. That guy looks fast. That girl looks fast. That guy, most of the time the girls are fast. But that, holy shit, everybody looks fast. And then the gun goes off and you don't see him again. Because they're fucking dentists.
That was
But they
so
look
mean.
fast. Yeah, I was going to say it, but I was going to cut you some slack. That's what we all used to say lining up next to Sam.
Oh my god,
It looks fast.
dude! I would show up at the line and I'd be like, "I'm gonna rip your legs off and feed them to that guy, and then I'm gonna take that guy's
You are
legs and feed
such
them
a
to this guy."
dick by
And
show, though.
Oh, everybody
You are
else
so
is like, "This
full of
guy
shit.
is." Oh yeah, and my teammate would be over there, and be like, "He'll be fine. He'll be out the back."
Yeah, you're not a professional dick like I
I
am.
am.
You just pretend to be one on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
I act the part.
But I'm gonna agree with you that the poser factor,
Yeah.
especially in
There you go.
road cycling, is so out of control,
Yeah.
and it's over the top. Is that it? I was gonna I had a second one, but Jesus, that one ran long.
Yeah.
I was gonna say about people complaining online about events. If you have something wrong with an
I
event,
agree.
don't go back. Just don't
Yeah,
go back.
that's easy
Just shut
enough.
the fuck up
Yeah.
and don't go back. Because these people are trying to put on a race.
Yeah,
And
and
they're
it's
trying to do
not
the best
easy.
they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't comment. People online have a tendency to just type away and they just hit enter and they walk away
if
from
you
their
have a
computer and they don't know the
constructive
damage they've done.
criticism, I think that is helpful. Like,
Do it in a private email to the
Yes,
race director.
exactly.
Don't do it via social media.
Never.
Shut the fuck up on social media.
I
I
totally
drop my
agree.
pumps and
Assess
I,
a pool.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to our final segments of the night. Ask Dr. David is first. Sorry, Sam, I love you, but we saved the best for last year.
hell.
Fuck off.
I know. I know.
Your
David
mom's
was
listening.
David had a really big thing about CGMs in cycling, especially with what happened recently in the Strada Bianca with the women, dealing with these continuous glucose monitors in racing. So I'm going to keep it short and quick, and I'm going to ask, do CGMs belong in racing? And we're gonna eventually end up with David being able to justify his personal opinions on whether they should be allowed in racing. I'm on the fence. I don't know how far we're going to go down this rabbit hole in terms of allowing specific technology. I mean, basically, a CGM just sounds to me like a glorified, really expensive bell that tells you to eat. It's like Pavlov. It's a Pavlovian response. It's bing. Oh, I gotta eat. It's like, no, just follow an eating regimen and you'll be fine. And so that's my opinion on CGMs. Jackson?
Who really cares?
It's just a way to spend more money.
Unless it's the needle has been dipped in the purest and finest form of EPO, I do not care. I also agree though. It's like, oh, eat now. I mean, my Wahoo does that. Like
That was going to be what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
It was going to be the
Paul?
Wahoo said
Well, they opened up. I'm going to sound old again. Hey, boys. Anyway.
Back in my day.
Keep sweating out there.
Yeah, so
More sweat the better, boys.
that's right. And I believe so. We've clarified that I don't do watts and I don't do anything, and it's all about feel. And that was part that got me into cycling. It's part of road cycling to me was
Bunking.
like when do I need to eat? But that's
And
part of
you learn from every bonk, man.
Exactly. You
do. It's like, I will not do
You
this
truly do.
again.
Yeah.
And then
To
next
me,
week you do it again.
all this information, like, now you have watts and that it kind of takes away the mystery. I mean, now they're starting to race a little different, and most of those guys now in the front are not watching how many watts they're putting out. It's changed the game. You can see that, but that took away. It just became robotic. But since they allow that, to me, they should allow. Yeah, they got headphones from their DSs. They have everything else. So the whole thing that when I got into cycling was something that I had to make a decision then, and things are changing. I didn't have an input of how many watts or where my blood sugar is, and it kind of wipes out what I loved about cycling. But we've already gone down that hole, so why not have glucose?
You know what's going to happen next? You know what's going to happen next? It's going to be just some spinning instructor taking you through the entire tactics of the race. It's going to be like, all right, everybody, we're coming up to the Battenberg. We're going to attack on the Battenberg. We're going to attack the Battenberg. Battenberg's our bitch. Let's go. Battenberg! And it's just going to be like,
so, I will ask, wasn't there's something that's like when it's a non-UCI event, you don't have to have a microphone, or you can't have a microphone?
Worlds. I think Worlds. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, how interesting would it be if there was more of that in, like, different races, like in the classics and various different things?
That's
it was
the discussion, though.
It would be cool if they just eliminated it is only the bike.
But, however, that is not the discussion. The discussion is
Totally.
CGM, and the discussion is Ask Dr. David. Yeah. So shut the fuck up. You're next, Sam. You'll get your chance.
I don't know that I see the point, because, like, you know, we talked about this on our when we talked about ketones. Like, it's not all about sugar. It's not all about ketones. It's not all about any one thing in your blood. And their idea is that, like, you watch the blood sugar and then you eat. And it's just unnecessary data. I don't know that you should be disqualified for having used one. It should just be like, yeah, if you want to waste your money and your brain power doing that, that's fine. There's no evidence that that's going to help you in any way, shape, or form to know what your blood sugar is, and it doesn't correlate with how you're going to perform in terms of, like, what your blood sugar is. It doesn't equal more watts.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're governing it. If they're trying to make it a fair playing field at the UCI level where everybody has all of the resources, that doesn't quite make sense to me.
I agree.
But, like, also it's dumb. That's not. They're just trying to find the next big thing, and they should be doing fecal matter transplants.
Yeah,
as we talked about.
It takes more than a finger.
It takes more than a finger and more than a CGM. So I don't think it has a place. It's a fad. Like, they'll get over it. They'll realize that, like, it's not useful data. Eventually, they're not going to risk cheating for it. Yeah. But it is a bummer that the gal recently got her title debunked for using it, because I doubt that helped her win.
Third place, yeah.
Well, she didn't have it monitored. She just installed it. It was a late entry. Yeah. She was out on training ride, and they said, "Hey, we need you."
Things are like $50 a piece.
150.
150.
Yeah, more. Yeah, or more.
Oh God, I just threw some away.
Yeah,
great.
You did.
I'm not joking. I did.
You had some CGMs.
Yes, he did.
I could have.
You threw them away?
Yeah.
They're really cool, but, like, in the sport, I don't get it. I would love one.
Oh, hypocrite table for one.
I deal with diabetics all day long. It's really cool for diabetes.
I had some Super Sapien ones. Yeah, I threw them away.
Diabetes.
I didn't get the diabetes.
Well, here on the rules, just to hit that rule, which is stupid because it's not really clear about. That's the discrepancy. It's like, you know, that was. Everybody's saying, well, she wasn't monitoring it. She just had it installed. She didn't have her phone, so she wasn't get that information. Yeah. They nailed her. Yeah. Now, the rule is very
classic UCI. It's like ban it till you understand.
But it's very, very clear that you are not to get your chain lubed in the middle of a race inside 20 kilometers.
What?
Yeah.
It is clear as a bell. It even lists that.
Wout did, and he was on TV, and they show the whole thing.
The mechanic had his hand in his back and had his chain lubed. Now they said, no, they passed that. So this is, again,
what?
It's so goofy
when do the
about
rules
this.
apply, guys?
Yeah. And I'm glad Wout, because I'm a Wout fan, I'm glad he won. And I didn't even know that rule, because I've seen it in Paris-Roubaix all the time. Because it's just, and I think it's a dumb rule, but that one is as clear as a bell. And they say, nah. And then the ones that, like, sock height and in these CGMs.
Picking battles. Picking really stupid battles. So before we finish, we got two more segments. Next one is Quick Tips with Bike Fit Sam, brought to you by Ambassador Cycling. You guys, ambassadorcycling.com. Get your asses over there and quit screwing yourself up.
Hey, he's a sponsor for our training races.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I was going to ask you about those. Do we
Yeah,
want to?
I'll just do a quick synopsis on that. I talked to some people and throw it out there if you think otherwise, but we'll just do a Thursday night throwdown just like we have in the past, and we'll just blend them in with the other Thursday nights that are going to happen with
Twilight
the
Series
local
race.
Twilight Series. So love to see it, all of those. Whenever the Twilight Series is going on, that's where I hope everybody will be going to, so we can support that.
Do we have a starting time?
We'll post start times, stuff like that. I can post it on the website. If you want.
So we'll post all that. I have a Spokane Cycling Worlds on Facebook page.
Oh, okay, okay.
If you request to join that, I will probably accept it within the next 6 months as I remember to get onto Facebook again. Really on top of this.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I have made other people, like moderators or whatever that is.
Oh, okay.
Page, so
Yeah.
anyway, moving on. What
What should I do with my saddle height, Sam? Help!
Help! So I'm gonna step away from saddle. We did that last time, right? I mean,
Okay.
while it is still related to the saddle, because the saddle's where a lot of our adjustments come. Do your hands go numb? Because mine did.
Mine do all the time.
Yeah. So when we're on the bike, let's just drop a plumb bob down from our tibial tuberosity. Google that.
That sounds sexual.
Yeah, it is.
Right here.
Does it?
It's
Knee?
right below your kneecap.
Knee bump.
A little knee bump.
If you have Osgood-Schlatter, it's bigger than some others.
Whoa. Good for you.
I know that because I
Yeah,
had
this guy has
Osgood-Schlatter.
So did I.
So did I.
Yeah. So yours is totally skewed.
Oh my
You
God,
can't
let's show
follow
off our
this
bumps.
rule at all.
Use the other knee.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That's 10.
Oh, it's got to be at least that.
At least 11.
I gave up tonight.
But drop that down to the pedal spindle when you're at 90 degrees or the 3 o'clock position. The clock on the pedal spindle. And that should drop down right on the pedal spindle. You can go a little in front, a little behind, but that's going to get you well within the
think
ballpark.
You mean 9 o'clock.
1, 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It depends on which leg.
In which time zone you're in.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Montana
left
boy over
leg.
here.
Are you on the
9
right
o'clock
leg? Because
on your
I'm thinking left leg.
Everything
Yeah.
starts to the right leg.
9.
Anyway.
The drive side would be
You know
9
what? That
o'clock.
brings up a good
non-drive.
point.
God, you guys are competitive.
Where I'm going to go with this is that if you guys have questions, please send them in either to Pat or to myself.
I have a
because
question on
if-
that.
Yeah.
How is that
He said
contribute
send 'em in.
to your hands?
Yeah,
When
so
the-
if you are too far forward, and so your knee is that plumb bob is gonna drop down in front of the pedal spindle, you're putting too much weight on your hands.
So I got to move my
And-
back.
Yep, so you got to move it back.
It's
Try to slide it back.
Osgood-Schlatter knee.
Yep, it is.
Sticks with you.
I know. But yeah, send in some questions.
Like
'cause if you guys
herpes.
have questions on
It's
bike
Never going away.
it never goes away.
It's your friend
Herpes, herpes,
herpes
and
of
glitter.
the knee thing.
And glitter.
Yeah, glitter.
It's
It's
the SCD of art supplies.
That's right.
Never goes away.
What was this? What was that comedian's name?
I don't know, but
It
it's
starts
my
with a
life
D.
as a drama
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah.
I'll tell you that. Final question, you guys. And this is a quick response. If you could race for any pro team of any generation, what would it be and why? Any professional team of any generation, what would it be and why? For example, I will go first. My team would be Renault Elf from the 70s and 80s because just the kit looked cool and they won frickin' everything. And it was the early Bernard Hinault, it was Laurent Fignon, it was Charlie Motet. It was just, and I don't speak enough French, but I would have figured it out. That's my team.
I would race for currently Soudal Quickstep, but of like
Mape
or like 4 years ago when they were like the peak of the classics. I would want to race for them then.
So it wasn't Soudal, it was
No, it was probably just
No, it's
Quickstep.
It was just Quickstep.
Yeah,
Quickstep
I'm
something
saying
else.
of now.
Yeah.
But that I think I would love to be able
Like
to.
Tom Boonen era.
You race
Yeah.
for Patrick
That was
Lefebvre.
just quick.
I
stuff.
think it would be really exciting to be like at the pointy end and see like a dominant classic squad and it'd be deep in that.
Okay. I don't know if I'd reach for Lefebvre.
I'm gonna reach major shade on this. One, coolest like team / kit is Mape, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think current day Yumbo, but I'm gonna just throw it out there. I grew up.
You just
and-
do it for the clothes.
Yeah. Well, no, like, I mean, Yumbo I'd pick now for the fact
You just do it for the clothes. You wouldn't do it for the team or the dominating.
Well,
effect.
no,
back-
he's going to
back
say
in my
for
pay.
a reason. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then, but now, you know what? Like, if I were to choose something totally different from everyone else, I'm going to say Postal Service.
Really?
And everybody's going to throw me shade for that, but you know what? It's what I grew up with. It was my era, and
That
I
wasn't a clap.
have
Tap that shit
very,
up.
like, fond memories of just, like, the team ripping on team time trials.
Yeah.
And it was
cool.
cool.
I could see that.
It was a
Like, it was just
freaking romantic time.
It was. That's
awesome.
all. That's
It was
all I'm
awesome.
going to say about it.
Gonna agree with you.
That's my team.
I see what you're saying.
I get it.
Doper. Paul?
7-Eleven.
That would have been in the late
7-Eleven.
80s. No, it was Super Conflex. One of my
Super
favorite
Conflex.
riders.
Yeah.
And that was
Coolest
Edwig Van
kit.
Hooydonk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a green. We had a Rive kit that kind of copied that. And stuff.
We did.
Yeah.
I don't have it up anymore.
no.
Yeah. That
But-
was.
And they were a strong classic team. So
Yeah.
it kind of in the lines of Jackson. But in my heyday, I was a little older than Jackson when they were around. But,
Yeah. That was a cool. I love that lime green kit. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were fast. They
Yeah.
were fast. David?
Obviously, any team that
Peter Sagan.
Peter Sagan.
You guys
But a bigger
That's
fanboy.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But also, if Peter
beard
Sagan
thing.
didn't exist,
What team
Yeah.
did Peter Sagan start on, David? What team? No, just tell me what team. Yeah, you're a super fanboy.
So,
Get out of here.
Say it with me.
leaky gas?
Liquid gas.
Yeah, like,
Do you know what?
Gas.
Do you know what bikes they rode?
No, you know what?
Cannondales.
This is not
Cannondale.
He said Cannon. Yeah.
Jackson's mic works.
All right.
Cannondales.
I don't have to know the teams to love the man, okay?
All right.
And anyways, really though, it'd probably be EF.
I'll pot you down a little, Jay.
Like they've done
Yeah.
such a cool thing with
American
like EF
team.
Gone Racing,
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
team, like
Yeah.
all. I think that's like a pretty cool team, and their jerseys are cool and everything.
Which one? Sorry, I
EF,
was.
EF Gone Racing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
first.
You
I
know
get
what?
that. I'm in
I
it.
will say something about Vodders. He's always been cool about kit design.
And he's
You know,
always been a prick. So I appreciate that.
I don't have any problem with pricks.
Man,
Peter Sagan, call me.
I'm your super fan.
You're out front like Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything with a boombox above your head playing In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. Holy shit, I'm old.
Yeah.
That brings us to our conclusion of our first show of the week. We're going to do another one in a couple days because we're going to talk about Holy Week on Friday, and then I'm going to feed all you guys. Yeah, it's going to be just sweet nectar, isn't it? David's doing
really
the potty
gotta-
dance.
yeah.
Is that the potty dance?
Yeah.
Okay, I did that last week, and I know how that man feels. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you want to get that camera on the potty dance, we will end with that. We'll catch you on Friday.
All right.